Today we are going to be talking about that monkey that lives in your mind. So you may have heard of the term or expression monkey mind. And what this refers to is that non-stop chatter that is going on and on and on in your mind. It almost feels like a washing machine of thoughts that just keeps going round and round and round in your head, and it never shuts up. So people who have chronic fatigue, OCD, fibromyalgia, it's very likely that you fall into the category of being a highly sensitive person. So if you've never heard of this term, highly sensitive person, or abbreviated to HSP, this actually is a terminology for a group of people who experience the world a bit differently to the majority of people. I think it's about 25% of the population are highly sensitive people. Now, how a highly sensitive person operates is generally they're very empathetic. They have non-stop chatter that goes on their mind. Their mind can't switch off. You might have insomnia. You will experience emotions much more intensely than other people do. So, and a lot of people believe that this highly sensitive trait is a bad thing, which it can lead to obviously illnesses like chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia, because as a highly sensitive person, you really absorb energies from different people. You are so empathetic that you sort of put yourself in the shoes of everyone else. Because your mind is non-stop going all the time, that uses a lot of energy in your body. And generally people with chronic fatigue, people who are highly sensitive that get chronic fatigue, are also real achievers. You know, they're going to try and push themselves all the time to do lots of different things and fit as much as possible as, you know, as they can into their schedule, and they're busy all the time. And you love a list, you love a good list. So that's just going off sidetrack a little bit, but a highly sensitive person is more prone to having a much more active mind. That's what I'm trying to say. So this monkey mind, this chatter that goes on in the mind, if you step back and look at it, you'll see that you have conversations in your mind, and your mind takes both sides of the argument. So, you know, it might be like, I'm going to wear blue today. No, I fancy wearing the red dress, but the blue one looks better on you. No, the red one is much more flattering. And it goes on and on and on. And it's just, you know, left to its own devices, it will just carry on chattering. And some days this chatter in your mind can feel very loud. And unfortunately, for a lot of highly sensitive people or people with chronic fatigue, a lot of these thoughts or this lot of chatter that goes on in the mind is negative. So that's what we want to try and pull back from and quieten down this monkey mind chatter. Now, it's impossible to completely quieten the mind all the time. It's not possible, because that is just what the human brain or human mind is designed to do, to analyze, to compare, to evaluate. It's just like a big computer. So that is what our mind does. And some people, they don't hear their mind as much as other people, whereas the highly sensitive person really can hear the chatter in their mind a lot of the time. So I would want to recommend some books which can help you understand this monkey mind a little bit more, and give you some techniques to try to quieten the mind. So before I give you a few short techniques, I'll just give you some names of some books which I found helpful. So the first one is The Chimp Paradox, and this is by Professor Steve Peters. So again, I've got no affiliation to these books at all, or people. They're just books that I have picked up along the way and found to be helpful. Then you've got The Mind and the Brain by Jeffrey Squarch. And then the other one is Get Out of Your Mind and Into Your Life, and that's by Spencer Smith. And another one that I'm reading at the moment is called The Untethered Soul, and this is by Michael Singer. And this is particularly good for people who do suffer a lot from negative thoughts, intrusive thoughts, and OCD. Okay, so they're my recommendations. So in terms of quietening the mind, Meditation is a good thing to try to really quieten the mind, and it's almost as when you don't try to quieten the mind starts to quieten itself. So sometimes if you just sit quietly for 5 or 10 minutes and really just observe the mind, just watch what happens in the mind. If a thought goes past, then you just label it, that was a thought, thank you, I don't need you right now, and then just go back to concentrating on your breathing or concentrating on sounds around you. And naturally you will find with practice your mind will actually start to quieten down. So I have got another YouTube video which talks much more about meditation, the different types of meditations that are available. I know meditation can seem scary sometimes to some people because you've got to sit there with your thoughts, and especially if you have difficult, anxious, negative, intrusive thoughts, it is very, very difficult to sit with these. But the more you prove to your brain you're not afraid of these thoughts, you don't feel scared by these thoughts, and you are just able to sit them and let these thoughts go past, then the more the mind will quieten. So give it a go, have a look at these books, have a look into doing some meditation, and there's plenty of them on YouTube for free. And you'll find one that works for you. So everyone's different. Some people like a more active meditation where you're maybe counting. Some people like to listen to sounds around them. Some people like to concentrate on their breathing. Yoga Nidra, where you take your mind to different parts of the body. So there's lots and lots of different types of meditations out there for everybody. So just Google it and give it a go.